Hello, I'm Leyton. I've had the privilege of being High Hut manager for the past 10 years, and I've been on the ski patrol for about 27 years. Welcome to High Hut. My mantra is, you are now at the MTTA's highest hut, smallest, most scenic, possibly most rustic, and oldest. Welcome to High Hut. As you are here, recall that animals, pets, are not allowed in any part of the hut. We're now going to walk through the hut. While you're here, please keep these doors closed to keep the rodents out of the hut. Nobody wants to share the hut with their pack rat or their mouse. Here we are in the cold room. This is a great place to knock the snow off of your packs and your clothes when you're here. Take your rain gear off. Anything you leave in this room, your boots, your skins, your packs, will not dry. Bring your skis in here, hang them outside so they don't ice up. Bring your snowshoes in, but don't leave anything in here that you think is going to dry. We'll go in here to the very next room. We call this the mud room. There's some very important features. Here we have the timer that you turn on. So we have electric lights. It's a 12-hour timer. Without that, the lights will turn off. We have some boots here and some slippers. I ask people while they're here and the rain barrels are thawed out to maybe transfer some water from those rain barrels on outside. Use this big funnel. And so if the rain barrel freezes and there's no snow, people will have water. This staircase here goes up to the ski patrol room, which is where the ski patrol sleeps, and is not available to you. We have our little laundry basket here, so if you have dry, dirty towels, put them in there, and I will pick them up and get them cleaned up. We'll now move into the regular hut. Here we are in the main room. Obviously, one of the first things you're going to want to do is to have some heat. Just take this little toggle switch here, put it into the up position, and that will activate this thermostat, which will heat the hut during the day and cool it off at night, and start heating it up first thing in the morning. If you want a little extra heat or a little ambiance, we have a bypass timer here that you can turn, and it will start the stove going. I advise you not to get the hut too warm because you have to sleep upstairs, and obviously the heat goes up. We have our little donation box here. If you have brought your paper receipt, put it in there, and obviously we accept all donations. This is an all-volunteer organization. In this corner we have the notebook with the instructions on how to utilize the hut. Below that we have the visitor log, which you can write your comments in. Also, while you're here, the hut is lit by batteries, and we have this battery monitor, which is currently showing that the batteries on this sunny day are 100% charged. As you use the lights and the scale goes down. When it hits 50%, the batteries will turn off and you are out of electricity. If you're sleeping here at night and you turn this switch down, it just turns off the lights so you don't have a bright light to look at. Obviously, when you're here, you're going to enjoy great food. We have this wonderful gas range. At High Hut, you must open this timer to turn the gas on. This is here because some people have forgot to turn the gas burners off, and obviously propane in the hut is not a good idea. We have an oven with instructions on how to light the oven right here. While using the oven and the heat stove, please crack our two windows open just a tiny bit to bring in some fresh air, because if you don't have that fresh air in there, you will breathe it and the carbon monoxide sensor will go off. It hangs right here on the post. This makes an incredibly loud noise, and you must take out a battery to turn it off for an hour while you open the windows and air out the hut. Many people who come to High Hut have wet clothing, so we have developed this wonderful pair of Norwegian wooden skis with multiple hooks on it for your gloves, your hats, your gaiters, whatever else you would like to. And right next to it we have the large rack that comes down for you to hang up your wet clothing. It will dry much faster up there than it will dry any place else. And just about anybody who is here will have wet boots. And here we have our boot drying area right here on this ledge that goes the full length of the hut. Your boots will not dry in these cold room, mud room, and they will not dry within a week in front of the stove. Water at the hut is from several different types. We have now brought some water in from the rain barrel, or I have taken some snow and melted it, and I have cold water. I'm now going to purify this using our bio sand filter, a wonderful device. Invite me to the hut, I'll tell you the whole story. We can just add 2 gallons of water here on the top. And over the next 2 hours, it'll go through the sand filter and fill this container with very pure water. We have a little pot here that we fill with the pure water, so it's very convenient to get your little cup of water or fill your water bottle. One of the most important parts of this hut in the summertime is to keep the mice out. So I'm going to show you our back room where we have storage items and our mouse swimming pool. Here we have cold food storage in the winter. Also we have mouse-proof storage, so both of these containers, you can keep your food there. If there is no snow, the rain barrels are frozen, and there's no water, we have a backup water supply in here, up to 200 gallons, which you can use for those emergencies. This water does need to be boiled or filtered. I'm going to walk down here, watching my head, and we have a locker. Very hard for you guys to see, but we store extra paper towels, garbage bags, and toilet paper. I also have extra toilet paper towels stored in this trash can. In the summertime, we try to collect mice. This is our mouse swimming pool. Just since last night, I've caught 2 mice. So to take care of this, I'm going to take my mouse swimming pool and take it outside. Of course, we're closing the doors behind us to keep other mice out of the hut. If you do not empty the mouse swimming pool during the summer, it will become quite odoriferous. I'm now facing east towards Snow Bowl, and I'm contributing the mice back to their maker. If you're here and you've had a great dinner and your dishwater is very dirty, instead of putting it down our rather precarious drain, I would suggest you also throw it over the side. It's very hard to make a new drain. I'm now taking my mouse swimming pool and walking back to the rainwater collection system. This is where you're going to get your water in the summer. We have 2 55-gallon drums. I'm going to put about 4 to 6 inches of water in there, and then we'll put it back in there and make sure I add that little ramp. We'll now move on to not the most beautiful part of the hut, but one that's very important. And we have the outhouse, our wonderful ADA wheelchair-approved outhouse. What you need to do as a guest is to make sure that we have adequate toilet paper. We store toilet paper in these wonderful containers. Please add some toilet paper to our little roll here. We have toilet paper stored in all these containers. We also in here, it's hard for you to see, but we have hand sanitizer and soap. And during the summer we have a hand washing station right outside. Obviously we can't use that in the winter because it freezes. We're now going to take a little walk up to the sleeping area of the hut. It's very important that this walkway that we're now going on be kept free of snow in the winter. This is actually your fire escape. And so I ask you when you first get here to make sure that the stairs and the upper walkway is clear of snow. It's also a great place to enjoy the fantastic view of Mount Rainier and then the Squally Valley. We have a little cold room here on our way into the sleeping loft. So that walkway we just walked along needs to be kept free of snow. Here we have our sleeping pads. If this is too warm, please crack the window, making sure that you close it as you leave. High Hut is our first oldest hut. Has a couple of unique features, like the head bumper as you go down the stairs. So you kind of have to back down and be very careful. We knew this about the hut, and our later huts avoided that problem. In this corner, we have our floor drying device. This is not the mop for cleaning the floor, but for wiping up the inevitable water from your boots and your pots. Please put it back here so it hangs up to dry. We have extra covers for it, extra pillowcases, emergency lanterns for if the electricity fails, and some paper towels. Here we have pads for the Swiffer. All the brooms and Swiffer are stored out in the mudroom. Very important when you get ready to leave the hut after you've had your fantastic trip. Please make sure that the thermostat is turned off. Make sure that all the windows are completely all the way closed. Make sure that the lights are turned off. And as you walk out, make sure that the doors are closed. This is just a magical place to be, and I hope you have as much fun here as I have had for my 27 years.